most of the picture because you're prettier than I am. I'm a pretty dude, but you're prettier as a woman than I am as a man.
Oh no, you
so
put the wig on.
we might be in competition here. But anyways, hey, welcome. I am the most determined soul, CJ Berry. Here's my wife,
Candace Berry.
We're the leaders of waves and waves of people in determination, success and victory to you and everyone else that wants to describe themselves as whatever they want to describe themselves as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I stand at right now.
Just
like,
success and victory to all of y'all.
Yeah, because like, wait, hold on, I'm not a y'all. Like, okay.
No, that's it. Everybody's a y'all.
Everybody's a y'all. I ran into that not too long ago. Just
y'all.
No, well,
the slang.
Well, because it's like it's in the category of them, right? Y'all is in the category of them.
Yeah.
So because it's in the category of them, and you want to be addressed as he or she, well, don't call me a them. So y'all is in the category of them. Like. My face hurts. It's like, you know what you're like. I respectfully, if you want to be, whatever you want to be
just make
called,
it real clear for me. Just tell me what you want.
Just tell me, and I'll just. But then at the same time, you're like, don't stop me and stop my flow just to tell me that you want to. There has to be some type of happy medium for this type of stuff, and I don't know if there is, but it's whatever.
Mm. Interesting.
It's whatever. I had the desktop music off the whole time. It's okay. We don't need that desktop music on. But yo, what are we talking about today? Or well, no, wait. Before we get there, what have you been doing all? I know she's ready. What have you been doing all week? That's the thing.
You know what? It was one of those weeks that I do not even know where the time went. It was just like I'd literally have to go day by day and say, what did I do today? What did I do this day?
Yeah.
It was a whole bunch of work. The stuff that I'm doing with the school stuff took some time. The boys and their wrestling. What else was there? You've just been doing a lot of stuff. I'm in a school. Yep. You're doing school stuff, and it's not like for me. It's not even a program that gives me a certificate. It's just to check the block for promotion, and it's like history stuff and all sorts of like. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And it's been a rough.
It's one of those weeks where like the things that have to get done are nipping at your heels. And then, like, the next thing that's coming up, you have to plan for and prepare for. So it's like, I'm working, but what's going on in the evening time? Okay, I have to pick this person up or drop this person off, and this paper's due, etc. To where you're not ever, like, in the moment. You're thinking about what is it I was supposed to have done in the past or what is it I'm supposed to be doing next. It was a blur. It was
right. And that doesn't include gamer stuff and getting the entrepreneurial spirit out there and everything else in between, and it's exam time for the kids.
Yes.
So
oh my gosh, I saw some people posting on Facebook about how like if you know people that are in college time frame, this is a time to give them some extra grace. If they're a little nippy, it's because they're trying to like cram in for something they probably should have done 6 weeks ago. But we've been there. We all understand that. Send your Venmo your college student friends or mentees or whatever. Send them a little gift card to get some food out or something like that because they're under the gun.
They definitely are. So I have a couple young frat brothers that are still in school, and it's like, I feel your pain, man. But the good thing about your stuff is not online like mine is.
I enjoyed online classes.
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed online classes. I don't like online classes that are hard for the sake of being hard. It's like, good and well that's not necessary. You know what? I need you to read 60 pages in a day. You're like,
who really gonna?
Who's gonna read that?
Right.
Like
I don't think I've ever had anybody assign that much. And I'm thinking back through my master's too. If they did assign something that was 60 pages, it was one of those little like business books that the pages is 2 paragraphs max. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, and it was easy reading.
Yeah, right. The stuff that I'm reading isn't necessarily easy reading, and that's kind of my, I guess you can say, my issue that I'm having. It's not easy by no means, and I'm sitting here like.
But that's all it is, because you for sure, when you think you're taking an online class, you think you're taking something that's going to be a little easier. Right,
and which like, and I think the problem is the people that are coming up with online classes, they haven't done online classes themselves. They haven't done
it. That's funny.
And they're saying like, well, all you have to do is, and I had time to do this. Like, listen, Listen,
they just be throwing stuff on the little modules however they want to.
Yeah, like here, a great example is that is where like, all right, you're gonna have a quiz. It's gonna be 14 minutes. It's easy. I gave you the little horse foot stomps and knocked on wood and told you what you're looking for, and like. No, you need more than 14.
Those timed quizzes are abused.
Especially when you're drinking from a fire hose, which is, I'm in that class from, 8 to 5.
Your brain starts shutting off at like the 4-hour mark.
No, it shut off at the 10-minute mark. so yeah, it's definitely been a challenge for all of us. And
still,
this too shall pass.
I could have done gone to college and lived on campus, but had my classes online on campus.
See, I don't see. Well,
I would have taken that.
No. Here it is. I will argue this. If I took online classes and it was a hybrid where I can be in my pajamas, turn on the camera, and then do that type of interaction, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind that. But when it's a hybrid class that happens once a month and they smash as much stuff as they possibly can, and then the next, because of where it's set up at, you're not giving as much grace or as much time in between. I only had 2 weeks instead of 3 weeks to get everything done. And then it was over Thanksgiving.
Too.
And
so it's like, come
on. There should be a certain level of grace that you have. Well, if you want it, then no, don't do that.
You know I don't want this. I'm doing this because you told me I need this for my next promotion.
Even college students don't do. I mean, again, you've been in college. I've been in college. I have my master's. You have your master's, and we did not do stuff like that. So, oh man, there's something in my eye. It's all good. But yes, so that's what's going on there. And I guess with those openers, we can keep on going. So what we're talking about today is anime and comic book stuff and TV things. What is it that you are, or what are we wanting to talk about first?
Okay, so this week, last week I promised, because I was like, I think moving forward, I'm just going to read the Avengers. He's like, no, because we have to watch JoJo. So I committed last week that I was going to read book 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1. I read half of it in the last 2 hours before the show. And I think that's good because I halfway kept it. I tried. It was an interesting week, like we said. So, you want to talk about JoJo's first?
Wait, I thought you were on book 2
I
now.
am. Where is book 2?
Yeah, so why did you say you read half? Is that book? No, that's book 3 right there, isn't it?
No, that's
book 2. Yeah. So you went
more
halfway
than
through
half
book.
of it.
Yeah.
Look at where my bookmark is, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm proud of myself.
Because I'm like, I'm on book 3.
In one day.
I slowed down so you could catch up.
Ooh. You're going to be stalled for a minute because I have to finish the second half of this. And I want to get a lot more through this than I am.
Well, you're pretty
No, I'm not. That's just where I stuck my bookmark.
Oh.
But thanks for the credit.
I
should have let him roll with it, shouldn't I?
You are the absolute
worst. We would have had a whole
worst.
show of me winging it about stuff that I didn't read.
I wasn't gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you and sharpshoot you. I was just gonna get where do you stand?
I would have been ready, and I'm like, you know, on page 87 where he says blah, 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 and
I would
you'd be like, yeah, and I'd be like,
I wouldn't have said yeah. I would like, you got it. keep on going, and then the whole world would have been like, she didn't read that. And you see all the comments and
Can
stuff.
she read?
Right.
That's funny.
Right. So
anyway,
which part do you want to start with?
Let's start with this because last week.
Are you starting to understand? Well, not understand in the sense like you don't get it.
Right.
But are you starting to understand where the author's head's at? Where it's like, oh, I've got this long, elaborate.
Yes.
And
yeah,
you're able to muscle
because
through
what
it
I liked
easier.
with the half that I read of this so far, it jumps back a few times actually and gives backstory.
And give a little
it's
bit
a
of
whole
reference. Right.
probably 3. I say 3 pages, but
but it's on
20
it's on
pages
a
with pictures.
particular character. Like, I used to be a sailor, and
Exactly.
I used to do this, I used to do that. Yeah,
I can't believe I didn't put him in jail. I was like, okay,
right.
All
So
right.
they're making those references and cuts. But again, on that first one, some of the length was because hey, we do this weekly, and we need 3 more weeks out of you, buddy.
But so why didn't they do more of this, where they do little spinoffs of people's backstories, the 3 friends that Dio won over onto his side, and he used to be friends with JoJo. They could have done something with their backstory to spin them up. It seems like they didn't start doing the spin ups of people's backstories until this book.
But it's because they don't know if their story's going to last or not.
Oh, are they going to get renewed for book 2?
Right. So I give you a great example. I forgot the artist and writer's name. He's on. Hey, what's up, Calvin? I forgot the writer's name. His and the artist's name. But does Dragon Ball. Yeah. It was originally the Journey to the West. The Monkey King. It's kind of like his version of Monkey King and telling that story. Mm-hmm. He didn't expect it to get that far, right? So he started winging. And I'm just paraphrasing here. He started winging it, so the continuity of the book is not there. The continuity is like way off. So they're like, wait, didn't he die? He's like, oh yeah,
magic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. So I like that because then I'll look for those kinds of things where it's like, oh no, bro, you were winging it.
Yeah, you're there. I mean, no, no. In the first one, if I can pull it real fast. And yo, what's up, Ryan? How's it going? Those of you that are listening to the podcast, we are live on Twitch, and we're gonna be posting this a little bit later. I need to post alongside that all my Ryan Del Ponte podcasts also, but neither here nor there. Let me get back to this over here. I just noticed he was there. That's a good friend of mine right there. I like Ryan. But let's see here. There was a few spots in here where I was like, dude, what's going? I think it's the part with Wagon. What's his name? The Wagon dude.
Wagon?
Yeah.
The guy that robbed the wagon?
No, his name is Wagon.
Wheel. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's in this one.
Yeah,
wrong side.
So he had a whole thing where he was sneaking up on it. Hey, Night Leon. He was sneaking up on them, right? And
friend.
Yeah, and he was
this book.
And he was listening in, and I was like, it was almost
Arena and him at the hospital.
Yeah, and I'm like.
It was funny. He was like, "Oh, she got it."
Now, hear me out. And this isn't a shot at anybody, but it was kind of homosexual like. He's like, "Who's gonna take care of JoJo? I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
Take care of
oh him. Wait, there's a woman there."
Ooh, he said, "What was it?" He described her as like her glowing beauty. No, but it was something like extra over the top.
Yeah, I'm like, and so it's like he had a crush on Joe Star also.
He's like, okay, best friend.
Yeah, right. Then he was like, okay, my crush is gone.
Because didn't he like climb on the outside of the hospital to get into his room?
But you see what I'm saying? I'm like, sir, come.
Subtext.
Yes. you stop being so far on hard.
Get out.
It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
But again, I still thoroughly enjoyed that context, even though it was a little suspect. There was a lot of pause moments in there. I'm like, dog, pause.
Yeah.
But I'm loving. So you're growing an appreciation for that style of writing.
Just because the pace of this picked up, I still am not feeling all of these asides where they're telling like the monologues, especially here's the thing, especially when it's a monologue moment, but they're saying it to the other person. Like JoJo when he was fighting Dio, when Dio was like the vampire type thing, he kept saying like, "No, Dio, I will not let you leave here and ruin the world, and it's on me because I was researching it, and it's my fault because my dad and how dare that." But he was saying it to Dio while he's trying to fight Dio. I'm like, those kill me because I'm like. It ruins the picture in my head of what's going on.
I still enjoy it.
I'm sitting here like, what's Dio's face like? You really want to sit here and tell me all that? Bro, just punch me, like, end it.
Or the one that I liked the most was when they when he's describing the Harmon, right?
Yes.
And he says, "Bow! Now that I punched you, your breathing has changed." I was like,
because I No, he said because I pierced your diaphragm with my pointer finger.
I'm like. I didn't know. I was like, what? Like, what if it was the middle finger?
Right.
Would it
and I had a hangnail and a little bit of food left over from my chicken wings at lunch.
Yes, and I picked my nose with that 2 weeks ago. They're like, what is this? What is this about? What is it about? And see, Ryan, he's finished the starter to say it's really good.
Okay.
It's really.
What is that one about? What is that?
No, it's further
it's
down.
In this?
No.
Oh,
it's
I was
way,
like, they go to space.
No, it's way further down. I'm like, people go to jail. Like, there's a whole
way further down. In what story?
In JoJo. So these are in different parts, but they're all related. So like in the second story,
Crusaders.
And this is part 1. And part 2, JoJo is an old man, and he is an archaeologist and stuff. It's freaking crazy. And then you keep on going. You got generation to generation to generation. My favorite one right now, and is Jolene, and she's fighting people in prison.
Jolene. Interesting.
Yeah, it's some really really good stuff. So
I feel like there's like names that get used in pop culture, music, songs, movies, whatever, that I would never name my kid because they're so strongly like related to that movie or thing.
I'm sorry, I'm stirring up my child.
Go ask CT and Jerry. Jolene is one that automatically always makes me think of the country song. So I'm like, why would somebody name their child Jolene?
Right. No, and I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all. But
or like Judith.
But right. Like, why would you do that? But
Jesus.
Right. But hold on. Let me take a quick break so I can take some corrective action on these children real fast. So we'll be right back. Just hold on, and we'll get back to talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
She work out 3 times a week, so she fit like a wallaby. And I don't wanna be, I wanna be. No, I wanna be much realer. Yeah, sure. Baby lover said they never love a like this before. Said they never see my children and their mother like this before. Said they never ever had a clever lover like this before. Never said I never love forever like this before. Girl, your smile is like a sunrise. I miss you when you're not around. When you're here, there's no such thing as a cloudy day. Girl, your love is like a good high. When I'm up, I don't wanna come down. Just one touch from you can take all my pain away. It sure would be nice if this could last for the rest of my life. And that's the reason why I wanna be here. I wanna be more than a night. I wanna be more than a night. I wanna be more than a moment that you spend in your life. I wanna be more than a day. I wanna be more than a day. I wanna be more than the words that I say to you, babe. Girl, I see heaven in your eyes. I swear I'm in paradise. When I think about it, something comes over me. If it's a dream, don't wake me up tonight. Put your hand in mine. Let me show you what a little bit of you and I could be like. Cause it sure would be nice if this could last for the rest of my life. And that's the reason why.
There you go. All right, now we're back.
Oh, it's both mics?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
All right, we're back. So I apologize for that. Let's see here. So we're on JoJo's. We're back, and so overall, the whole story, you're getting used to it, and it's fine. All right. So,
I'm like, I'm not done yet.
Oh, she's not done yet. All right.
There's more. I did want to get your take on how to read some of this like onomatopoeia body noises they're making. Okay, so I have difficulty with this. Where it's like picture back to back to back of someone going, "Arr, oh," and like they have you remember we talked last week about the motion movement drawings. But like this stuff. Like how do you interpret what that means? It says FWP and then something in whatever character that is, and it's like expressions. What does that mean? Or they kept saying something like Uri. What is URRRRY? What does that mean?
It's culturally for the Japanese culture. I don't know that one.
Or like borscht.
That might be one of their sounds.
Hey, these drawings in here of like the portions where it's the zombies, they're really graphic. They're really good. Now, I cannot imagine these with color. We talked like last week about the lack of color on this and sometimes it being disorienting because I have to really look at like the picture itself and not be able to tell exactly what it is, but color. So I appreciated that. And then I appreciate that it's less, like I feel like the balance of the last book was this boyhood rivalry, this little mini love story off to the side, in like machismo. This one has, like you said, and you said it last week when we talked about it. This one, at the end of last book, it started to transition more into being like kind of a horror, mystery, thriller, something. There's zombies and vampires and stuff. And so I like that the balance of this is more of that stuff. So that's good. And this one had a little bit better like plot twists and changes as well, like what the police officer talking about.
So I would almost say
dad.
I would almost say like this first one was like a pilot, and they were like, where is it gonna go?
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we got a direction. Well, I kind of want, it's honestly, I would like to say that it's like our business. Like, we kind of don't know where we want to go, but we know that we are these elements of it. And until we fine tune these elements, it is what it is. We're going to throw everything at the wall and see if it sticks. And that's sign language for see if it sticks.
See if it sticks. We're going to have a sign language diary dictionary.
We should have that should be like a whole thing. This is sign language for see if it sticks.
Is there a sign language dictionary? Is there a sign language dictionary?
Yeah, there is a sign language dictionary. What do you mean?
Like,
it gives you all the things. How else can people know how to do the alphabet? This is alphabet and sign language.
I'm gonna look that up. Interesting. Okay, random squirrel. But no, I liked this a lot better. And I think too, like us talking last week about how it can get kind of absurd, and you're not supposed to slowly simmer on every single picture.
No, you're not.
You don't need to do all that to understand what's going on.
Right.
I didn't know that last book. I know that this book, so I was just kind of flipping through. I saw pictures, skim.
You're just
I'll be able to generally tell what happened.
Yeah,
the next time somebody talks.
You're just supposed to go through it. Most comic books you do, and then later on. So all right. So this is one of the things that a lot of women. This is a secret for you women. All right. Sometimes men, what we do is we grab a book, especially if it has pictures, and we just look at the pictures. We just sit there. Hey, you fellas, vouch for me on this. You're like, oh, you just going through. You don't read not one thing, and you're just turning the pages, and you're just looking at the pictures, and you don't really care. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's a good thing right there. Oh, that's interesting.
Boobs.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's some titties. You keep on going, right? Oh, that's interesting. And then you'll stop at one like, hey, I don't remember this part, and you read it like, oh yeah. That's what us men do. We read it, and then we go back and look at the pictures, or we look at the pictures and then we go read it. You know, that's so
upside down. That looked like somebody was twerking.
Yeah, probably was.
Sorry, but so I'm doing the opposite, where I'm just flipping through looking for the text.
Yeah, so just go all the way through it and make sure.
Yes. Because I was about ready to put this book down. So first impressions are everything. That first book. Meh.
No, like, but again,
but I see how it was a setup for the rest of it. But I do feel like them pulling vampires and zombies out of their pocket in like the last 2 minutes of the game, it was random, but it made the second book worthwhile.
Okay, yeah. Well, and sometimes you need books that are develop the characters, and
Fair.
So it's for.
But this one didn't. The first book did not develop JoJo at all.
It did. It caused you to feel sorry for him, right? And you appreciated the man that he became, right? Mm-hmm. So at first he was this all American, if you want to. It's not America, but it's this all gentleman, just gentleman dude, right? Mm-hmm. And then it showed him being immature. Then you were happy that he became mature enough to compete with Dio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Dio, and then finally he got the best of him, and he was the better man. And you were invested in his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to call her a girlfriend or whatever, but you were upset that he kissed her and slapped her, and she walked. That type of stuff you were invested in to a certain extent. It's the weird dudes that's like with the top hat dude.
Yes.
That's weird.
They drew them so like caricatures almost. It was hilarious. So I just got to the portion where they pulled in where Dio has his like zombie servant guy. I can't remember his name.
Right.
And JoJo met the other guy that's learning Harmon, something like that.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
The ripple powers.
Yes. But so
I like that where they both have their own little partners, their peers. It's not like a foil. It's like whatever. I don't know. I feel like there should be another literary term for something like that. It's not a foil, but it's interesting.
But
I like how they explain stuff too.
The thing, and I think the chat is right. Something else that I could have introduced you in. You don't necessarily have to read the manga for that one. Is Fist of the North Star.
Okay.
It's Mad Max versus this apocalyptic Bruce Lee dude, and you would be able to understand the sound effects that are being put in this book. In there instead. So for example, it's pressure points. Like he takes a fat guy, right? Mm-hmm. He goes he no joke makes that sound effect. And it's fat. And I know. And his fat around his stomach starts to open up, and he finally gets to a pressure point, and the dude goes brain explodes and his head blows off, right? And it has the same art style as this. So I think you would like that.
What does that say about me?
Because it's not Attack on Titan. So I know people like, oh, it's not the same thing. I know it's not the same thing, but some of the elements of kind of that was a bit much. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that in there. It's like, was that necessary? Right. Like they're doing arm wrestling, and he puts a saw on his arm, and the saw comes off. His arm comes off from the saw. You're like, you could have just did a regular arm wrestling match, buddy. Mm-hmm. It's stuff like that, where it's like you squint at them,
Yeah.
You know what? It's more like this. It's more like. Yes, he says accuracy. The chat is saying it's accurate, right? That yes, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're like, why? Why would you do that? Yeah. So that be a nice start. But then moving on.
I mean, this had some of that in there too.
Yeah. So then moving on, you're on this. I have not started reading that, and there's a couple other things that I'd rather read before I get to this.
What other things?
I want to read some of the.
I saw you got quite a few of them. Yeah. What other ones?
I want to the Street Fighter comics.
Which came first, the Street Fighter comic or the game? Comic?
The game.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. So they started with a game and then went back and filled in plot to make it a comic?
All right, so here
I did not expect that.
All right, Candace. All right. There's a lot of things about men that you don't know. And one thing,
this is a man thing.
And one thing that we don't care about is plot. All right. And then we'll sit there and play a game for like hours on end. And then we're like, I wonder what the backstory of that is. So it took them years before there was a true backstory.
So nobody asked any questions about why these characters were. Nope. None of that.
Nope.
They're like, you know what? Yeah.
We don't even
at war.
We don't even read the instruction manual. They just open up. Boop, let's play the game.
Why? Just because.
Yep. Like here it is. For like Super Mario, that's why they're like, oh, you didn't know that about Super Mario Brothers? Mm. Because we didn't read the instruction manual, right? So there was no reason to hold the Nintendo accountable for the BS that was in the daggone Super Mario Brothers story. We just like, we just understood that he was a plumber and he's just stomping on turtles, right? And you're like, yeah, stomp on turtles and punching bricks. But the story behind Mario is King Koopa was upset or whatever, and he turned the toads in the Toad Kingdom into bricks. Mario's punching the toads in the story that they're bricks. He's killing them, and they just kind of overlooked that. They're like,
does he know this?
I don't know if he knows this or not. Or
is this going to be part of the movie?
I don't know. I don't know.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like none.
It doesn't. Or the fact that every time he goes.
Why are they floating?
I don't know.
Why would you punch them to stars?
But you're not supposed to ask questions.
Why are there like what is the monster called?
Piranha plant.
The piranha plant. Why is it in the sewage system?
Who knows? And that's my point. We don't ask, us as men, we don't ask questions. Do you understand? That's the very first thing.
I just have a million questions right now.
And then once we get bored with the game, that's when we start making up our own theories and our own stories. And then Nintendo or Capcom or whoever else is out there, like, whoa. That's really not the intent of our story or the thing that we're trying to portray. Let's give some real background to it.
Put the story out there first.
Or here goes one that's really, really interesting with Street Fighter. Ken Masters, that's the guy that's in the red gi, and he go with the blonde hair.
Yeah, I did not know he had a name. I thought his name was Street Fighter.
No, his name is Ken Masters. Right, I'm gonna let that ride. No, his name is Ken Masters.
Ken, no. Now that you say that, now I remember us talking during one of the tournaments.
So it's like
Ken.
So Ryu is the one in the white. Ken is the one in the red. They have similar moves, but not the same. But they're similar. We're not going to touch on that. So Ken, they were making toys for Street Fighter in the 90s. So they had to get the guy Ken Masters because Mattel already owned the name Ken.
Just Ken. They shouldn't have been able to copyright that. But then again.
Exactly. So there would be no confusion. So like, we got to hurry up. We got to hurry up and change. We got to make sure there's a difference. So they finally came up with Ken Masters. So from that point on, remember, Street Fighter came out in the late 80s, early 90s, Street Fighter 2, 1991, 92. So then the movie and the toys started coming out 1995, 96. They nobody cared. They were like, I'm playing Street Fighter. Oh, there goes a stretchy dude. Oh, there goes a green dude. And we seen the ending, but like, okay, cool. That's what's up. So finally they're like, all right, we need to put a story to it because people are just making up random stuff. Ken and Ryu aren't brothers. Blanca is actually not a real.
So the comics and things are a result of people spinning off stories.
Pretty much. That's
not it.
Pretty much.
Why can't it be it though? You didn't give me a story, so I'm gonna make one up.
Right. See, so here, even in the chat, they're like, Blanca is Jimmy. But however, there's other stories. Blanca is Guile's friend. That's not true. So people just making up, even the movie was just making up random stuff. Like that's what I'm saying.
So they come in behind all this.
So now the comic book is what they're saying is canon to the Street Fighter lore. So if you want to know more about Street Fighter and understand it, make sure you have the official Street Fighter comic so you can understand the lore.
What is keeping all these people that came up with these other stories, these literally down to movies and in action, what is keeping all of them from saying, nah, we're canon? They already got their sales. They beat them to the punch of setting a storyline. Why is it that they get to say, no, we created the game, so we're going to tell you what it is after y'all already made up all this other stuff and literally made movies about it? We don't accept your canon version. Well, we wrote it first, so we wrote the story about your character, so ours what it is.
That's why there are so many universes. So at that point, everything is canon. But it's on this universe, not this universe.
That's hilarious.
That's why this is such a weird thing because like here now kind of segue into this. There's some stories where Wolverine doesn't have metal claws.
What does he have?
It's bone. So
like bone claws.
Yes.
They come out the same way, but they're not metal. Okay.
So exactly. So there's some stories that say his claws are made out of bone.
Oh no, that's a typo. Sorry, I meant metal.
And then there's other stories that say his claws are made out of metal. It's like, what? Pick one. And they're like,
that's funny.
Both of them are canon. He's just in a different universe.
Different universe. Oh. That can't be the answer for everything, but it can.
But it can. Exactly. That's exactly what's going on. You know what?
If I were a teenager, I would use that as an excuse. Yeah, did you do your chores today? Yes. What is this?
No.
Different universe.
Now, one that I think is interesting is Batman. Even though it might be a different universe, there's stuff in the story that still applies to all universes. So,
only slightly different.
No, not slightly different. It's still the same thing. So for example, in the new Batman, there's a bust of William Shakespeare.
You're talking about the Saw kind of Batman?
Yeah, the newest Batman. Yes. Yeah. So there's a bust.
Hey, look, hold on. as frequently as Batman puts movies out, I thought maybe there was another new one that I just didn't know about.
No, but they put a bust right there. Mm-hmm. That bust is in reference to the Adam West Batman. In order for him to get in the Batcave, he opens up the bust. Boop, he gets in it. Yeah. So it's like, but it's not but it's technically not the same universe. It's telling a different story of Batman.
So it's just saying, hey, we know that you're going to notice this, but it's not the same thing.
Right. Or it's just like a reference of this is a Batman thing, right? Mm-hmm. Or there's this one very specifically where Batman, you'll see a giant penny in the Batcave. And you're like, where'd that come from? So here it is. Batman, not only is he a detective, not only is he a crime fighter, he collects the stuff from the ventures he's been on. Oh. And one of the things that happened, he got I forgot the guy's name, but he put him on a penny, and it was like a gambler. It's like a gambler villain or whatever. And he said, heads I win, tails you lose. Remember this. And he's on the penny. He's flipping Batman on the freaking penny. And Batman survived, and he ended up keeping the penny that he almost died on. Is the giant penny. That's crazy, isn't it? So just...
I don't blame him, though. I actually found a big old Batcave, and I'm sitting here looking at this villain that I beat, and I was just up on this penny. And I'm taking that, too. You go to jail, and I'm taking a penny.
Right. You run Gotham like, hey, Gordon, hey, put that in the cave. Put it in the cave, bro.
It's also like a warning, like, hey, you want to roll up on me in my cave, you're gonna see all my
trophies. All my trophies. You want
to try it?
All my death.
Let me say about this penny though.
All my death trophies.
Before you try it.
Yeah. So Batman, even though there's to a certain extent that there's different canonical, is that the word? Batmans and stuff like that out there, different universes, they still somehow relate and remember and have this same trajectories, whereas with the Avengers there's some similarities, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same person. So like Batman is like still Batman, but you saw in Spider-Man, even though they were all Peter Parker, they were all very, very different.
I enjoyed that one.
I did too. I did. And same thing with Spider-Verse and all the other good stuff. They just make it very, 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 very different. So tell me.
Speaking of Batman though, so I felt like the JoJo's second book was giving like a little bit of Batman vibes, and it just might be me being in his pocket. But I was like,
what do you mean they Batman vibes?
Like, young guy with money, like his parents died, left him a whole bunch of money, and he goes on this like vigilante adventure to absolve the earth or whatever. I literally, it was just like, wait, how's he over here running around with this Mondo guy?
A Speedwagon, that's what his name was.
And I was like,
Speedwagon.
What do you do for a living? Oh no, your parents left you a whole bunch of money, so you have nothing to do but chase after this obsession of finding your mask and your long lost like pseudo brother that is also a vampire,
right?
To like and learn like these spiritual ways of fighting and stuff. I don't know. It just made me think of Batman when I was reading that one. Yeah.
Well, Batman does have the best superpower, so I understand.
I mean, for this world, yes.
Yes, for our world right now. I think in any world actually.
Really?
Money is the best superpower.
You gonna go over to whatever other universe up in space and be like, hold on, let me go about some cash.
Well, if I go to my planet, I'll be able to compete with them based off what I have on my planet, and I can take my planet. I mean, look at freaking what's his name, Elon Musk. Yo, that dude's not the sharp. Well, let me rephrase that. He's smart in the things that he's invested in, and he's smart in some of his delivery, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed with the type of lies that he's created as of recent. And the majority of the reason why he can get away with it, money. Like, come on, how do you get bought out by PayPal? They're like, hey, we don't want you here. You're just you're just messing up the money in general. Like, that's how we receive money and we give it out. That's it.
That's it.
That's all we got to do. But hey, bro, you messed that up. Well, how did I do that? Well, you didn't secure the bag. I'm sorry. Secure the bag? Like fasten it? Shut up. That's why we're letting you go.
Fasten it?
like, that's why we're letting you go. Hey, you didn't secure the bag, buddy. So
that's funny.
Dang, he said it's a bronze hairline. Dang, that's rough. But no, I think that's a good superpower right there. And if I had that type of money at my disposal, I think I would be Batman.
You would.
I'd be black man.
You're silly.
I'll be like all in black and wear hoodies and stuff, and be like, I dare you to shoot me.
You would wear the Speedo schlong.
Ooh,
A black one's was settle.
Maybe, or better yet, I would go in like Clockwork Orange, right, and have like the white leggings and stuff, but instead of having a white little onesie tart thing that they had like Borat, mine would be black.
Wait, you'd have the white leggings and a black unitard.
Because it made my balls look big. It's all about the balls. It's all about the all right. So here goes. I know we're completely off topic.
Ballerina.
No. All right. So it's a story. Hey, stay with me, guys. This is a story, and it's a phenomenal, and it's a great story.
He's a great storyteller.
So a buddy of mine, or maybe he was just making it up. I don't know. A buddy of mine, he got in a fight with a married man in his home because he was sleeping with his wife or whatever. So as he was trying to get out or whatever, he was hiding behind the door so he could just slip out, but he was butt naked, right? So what happened was he threw him on the ground. The husband, he threw her husband on the ground, trying to
threw her husband on the ground.
But while he's naked, and while he threw him on the ground, listen. His balls were right at his face. Like, hey, buddy, you gonna calm down? You gonna calm down? His balls are like.
Ew,
like dangling, look at how my hand's going, right?
Get out.
And it's kind of dangling. Hey, bro, are you gonna calm down? You gonna chill out? He's like, yeah, I'm chilling out. And then it's like,
nope.
And so now with that being said,
did he tell you this?
Yeah, he's telling me the story. So now, I want you to think about this.
Now you can never see whoever the dude was in public ever without picturing.
Yeah, and that's why we moved.
You were just pinned on the ground.
So now. Imagine me as a superhero with this black bulge thing. Hey, buddy, you're going to jail. Yes, I'm going to jail.
It's time for justice.
Just get it out of my face.
That's funny.
I'm putting it all up in the face. And not only, I'm just going to kind of hunch a little bit, too. Just, hey, you good? You good?
Get out. I think
so,
you need to take all that back so God doesn't second guess whether or not he's going to give us a whole bunch of money. God's upstairs right now, like... Really?
But
this what you gonna do?
God knows my heart.
For real?
And he knows. And he knows
that's it. And he's like,
God knows, and he's okay with that.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He says that's the type of justice we need.
God, I promise you, I will not let him become.
Like, God, would you rather
a black slong vigilante?
No. God, want me to kill him, or you want me to put my junk in their face? He's like, yeah, go ahead, put your junk.
God's
in
like,
face.
those are not the only two options.
That's how I hear God's voice. It's just kind of like, hey, don't put your junk in the face. Go ahead,
Uncle.
Yeah, hey, I don't want you to kill him. Just put your junk in the face.
No.
I'm like, all right, God. Put junk in
if
the
we
face.
never become millionaires, it's gonna be your fault because you put this out in the universe.
No, we're gonna be millionaires. We're gonna be billionaires. But let's get back to this and make sure. I mean, look at these superheroes. Look at their if you look closely at the superheroes, and granted they didn't draw their junk really big, but it's like, yo, you have a Speedo on, bro. Like you're telling me right now that no one just like the match yesterday, dude got hit in the balls in the UFC match the other day.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he just...
I watched the replays and did not notice that at all.
But balls are sensitive. You blow on them wrong. Ouch.
But I feel like... No, I'm trying to remember that last few blows. It didn't look like it was anywhere near his crotch.
It didn't look like... But if his ball sack was positioned in any weird way, it don't matter. So I'm looking at these superheroes, and I'm like... Pause. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, dude. Hey, guy. Hey, what are you doing running around with your crotch out, man? You're gonna get something hurt. Like
maybe he's wearing a cup.
Like Superman.
Like why would they not wear a cup?
You think Superman's wearing a cup?
Yeah, he's got. I mean, maybe he just has a really ergonomic one that looks like he's not wearing a cup.
You think Batman's wearing a cup?
Is Superman in like Wakanda universe?
No. What's wrong with you? No.
Batman?
No, absolutely not. They're DC characters.
Okay, my brain was jumping to see how they could maybe like develop some kind of a cup that was really like looked like it wasn't a cup, but it worked the same way. And I was like, well, with Wakanda, Black Panther,
Captain Planet was half naked too.
He was.
You think about all he had was the Power Ranger shoulder pads on and underwear.
None of them you can see their crotch. None of them.
Not in that one. I guess in the later ones. I guess Marvel was better about that. Well, Wolverine,
they just have triangles.
Yeah, they have triangles. Wolverine had a little triangle. Cyclops had a little. They did a good job at hiding the bulge. Hiding the bulge, right?
Holding the bulge. That's funny.
All right, but anywho, so tell me about this and where we're at.
I mean,
don't read it right now. Like,
no, I was still looking for a bulge.
I don't want you to read it to me.
I get.
She was looking for the bulge because like I don't got one.
I'm just trying to prove your theory.
Oh, you might not see it in the older ones though.
Here. There are a little bit
but
more.
No, tell me about what you were really excited about telling me about this whole Avengers thing, and hopefully you'll be able to, with the Kang Wars, be able to line some things out. I don't think Black Panther is anywhere in these stories. I don't think Namor is.
I didn't say Namor. I did look for that.
They're not in these stories. But do you see anything that relates to Iron? Because Iron Man is right there. However,
not where I am yet.
However, he died, right? Captain America is in there, but Captain America went back to the past, came back to the future. He's an old man now. So Vision, he's in there.
Wait, what? Never mind. I'll pick it up when I read it.
What do you mean?
You said Captain America came back from the past.
Remember with Endgame. So he said, "Hey, Captain America, we need you to go back in time and return all the stones."
Yeah.
And then Captain America didn't return. They're like, whoa, and then they walked outside. He was sitting on the bench. Remember, and he was an old man. And he's like, you want to tell me what happened? And he's like, nope. I'm like, man, screw you, Captain America.
Like, so we just gonna not pretend that you old now?
Right.
Pretend
like,
you're still, okay, buddy.
Like, that's
right,
that's a jerk move, man. And what if he died as he was getting up in older age, man? It's like, But anywho, neither here nor there. So Captain America technically shouldn't be there. Iron Man shouldn't be in this story. And I don't know, they might twist it in some. Scarlet Witch, she's still there because of remember she's the Doctor Strange stories. And so
on WandaVision was the one at the bad guy at the end. Or no, that's Wanda.
That's Wanda.
Okay.
And then, so Scarlet Witch is Wanda.
Right. Okay.
And so Scarlet Witch, remember the Strange movie, Doctor Strange, that was her. And then we have Vision. And Vision is like, remember, is he gone? Based off of the movies and TV show we saw?
I thought so. Hold on, wait.
Because
the last thing I remember him in was WandaVision.
Right, she bring him back. Yeah, she bring him back in her mind.
In her mind.
But other than that, he's not there, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So, but yet he's there in Kang. So there's a lot of things going on. And if you guys are like, no spoilers, kick rocks with your shoes off.
This is really old content.
This is old. Not only is it old content, but only some of it applies. Because going back to the whole this universe and the way this was written, and I think a great example of this, the story had to be written differently for Black Panther. It is what it is. Chadwick Boseman passed away. And
someone was saying, you know how you were talking about how the comics will be in parts, but they're not like explicit parts. It's just like a theme, and the theme just changes, and so this is another part. So I was reading this thread today on one of the nerd Facebook pages, and they were talking about one person posted that said, you know what, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever was just mid. It was not good. And so people were exactly. So people were going back and forth and debating him, saying no, this was good. There were actually a lot of people that thought it was not great. And so the people that thought it wasn't good was because they were like, no, this is way too much of a memoriam funeral. There were 2 deaths in the movie. That's not what we're here for. But someone had made the comment that whole part, that whatever that movie is and whatever the Black Panther was, that part that it was in, the theme of that part was grieving, loss of loved ones. How do you move forward and rebuild, and that history and that kind of, last week we were talking about the importance of history and how do you honor it without being bound to it. So that part. So that I thought that was interesting, where we talked about it last week, where you talked about parts having kind of themes, and that person made that comment. So for me, I was like, no, that one's a super nerd. He knows what he's talking about, and nobody else was thinking about the theme of the part and how Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman's incorporation in that reinforced that part methodology. I thought it was cool. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's another level of nerddom.
Then I think there was a group of people that were a little too woke. That, that I didn't see it as Mexicans versus black people, and Mexicans will turn on black people, and
they tried to make it more literal than it was.
Yeah, they definitely did. I didn't like it, but I thought it was a great movie. But so now going back to this, the tie-in. So we already seen the previews for Ant-Man. That's starting the new saga. We saw Doctor Strange because we know the multiverse stuff is going to apply to this here also. And then we just saw Black Panther. So there's a piece. I don't know if they're kind of like there's a tie-in anywhere there. I can't tell, but maybe there's something that we missed. I'm not sure. So tell me about this and where you're at with the Kang Wars.
Wait, question. What is the difference? Multiverse does not mean you're time traveling.
Not necessarily.
So where in this storyline, Kang was trying to time travel and go back in the past to make sure that one of the 4 maiden people got pregnant, had his baby, so that future.
No. So that's what makes it so confusing, right? The multiverse isn't a timeline. It's a parallel.
Right. So him time traveling is still within the same universe.
Right.
Okay.
So let's take the Spider-Verse. I think that's a great example of the difference between time travel and parallel universes, right? So Spider-Man, remember within the movie with the Avengers, they were going along this timeline or whatever. But then they also had the parallel universes where they met somebody else. You can't technically you're not supposed to meet yourself on the same timeline, right?
Okay.
Boom. So with the Spider-Verse, it's a different Peter Parker. Each one shoots webs out of his wrist, the other ones can't. One's younger, one's a little bit older, and list of stuff goes on and on. But they have their own timeline within that universe.
Okay.
So with that,
so their timelines can be like not necessarily parallel either.
Right. Well, and that's
because I was like they're all a different age range.
Right, and that's what I was saying with Batman. Batman's interesting because within his universes, there's a lot of things that are still the same. That's why I was like, yo, you check out the Batcave, you see the penny and all the Batcave. You see the bust of William Shakespeare in all the homes. Alfred is generally the same. You don't see a female Alfred, you know. He's always in a mansion. He's always Wayne Manor. He always has a Batcave. Whereas with Spider-Man, Uncle Ben might have not died. His Aunt May might be a little bit younger. Is more of a legit aunt instead of a grandmother, you know. And there's a lot of differences there. Or for that matter, you have Gwen, Spider-Gwen. Then you have Spider-Pig and all these other.
Yeah.
And then you have Miles. He's a black guy.
Yep.
You know, so there's all these different things.
I thought that was really interesting.
And you won't see that with DC Comics in the way they do it. And if it is, it's like, no, it's a different superhero.
Do they do it that way on purpose? How do I phrase it the right way? When they see that something works, a lot of times in business, you'll just like mimic it unless it's just very antithetical to who you are as a company.
What do you mean?
Like, why don't they find someone that does more writing in a more complex way, like the Marvel stuff, or present things and weave things together? Because it clearly works.
Well, it's just that's their style. I mean, DC stuff works too. It's like
you're right. I'm saying it like it wasn't.
Right.
Like
it's
they
like
don't put up.
It's like
movies.
Some people like McDonald's, some people like Burger King. Kind of is what it is. It's just a style. I think what you're hung up on is just more like the movie part, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Because personally, I think DC Comics has a little bit more. It's a lot more gritty. And it's a lot more like make you think, what would I do in that situation? When with
this is fantastic.
With Marvel, you're just there for the ride. I'm just happy to be here. Thank you. You know,
like you're in the pyramid. Okay.
Right. So like in like Marvel with Marvel characters, dare I say they're not as relatable as a DC character.
Yeah.
So let's go back to my favorite, Batman. He's relatable. He's a normal dude that has a lot of money. And you're sitting there going,
he's not a
what would I do if I had a lot of money? And you're able to relate to him. Whereas with Tony Stark, it's pretty much the same guy, but it's like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's a little bit of extra 24 karat magic in there, you know. It's like, what's going and just these so right over here, in my opinion, they are true superheroes, where over there's a human element. Because here it is.
No. I agree, and I think that it probably makes them,
right,
like you said, more relatable.
Right. So Superman, for example, technically he's not able to fly. Mm-hmm. People forget Superman can't fly. He jumps really high. So
on the thighs.
Yeah, he jumps. So his jumping really high.
Because he's not. Is he?
He is now. That's what he evolved into, right?
Yeah, if he's jumping, that's a pretty straight trajectory. You
right.
Can't...
But
interesting.
But notice, like in his movies, he goes and he powers up. Mm-hmm. That's a jump, right? Mm-hmm. And so people recognize, well, the directors and stuff recognize that it's a jump, right? However, it's turned into flying, because the original Superman, you remember the little TV show that came on Nick at Night. It would go, he can jump a building in a single bound. Well, that doesn't make sense if he can fly.
That's hilarious. You see, it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. It's,
hold on, why is that the piece that we're hyping up? I can fly. Like, why are we talking about me jumping?
Jumping, right. No, he originally...
That's so funny. I never noticed that.
He was originally... He was an alien that was a superhuman, not an alien that was a super god. Mm-hmm. But he's evolved into this super god, indestructible thing, mm-hmm. So, I think I'm willing to say... I'm willing to stand by and say that a lot of the DC characters are a little bit more relatable. Mm-hmm. Not saying one's better than the other, because here you go, oh no. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I believe that I have a preference for relatability, and there's some things that I just want what I want. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard to translate relatability into a movie that's nonsensical, right? Mm-hmm. That's why Batman by itself is really, really good, mm-hmm. right? But when you include the Superman and all that, how do you tie in? Because he evolved into something superhero human. Mm-hmm. Batman doesn't fight these gods, right? With the exception of he fights the Joker, he fights all these.
You're right.
He fights normal people. Then the Two-Face, he's a normal dude. Mm-hmm. Then they started going, all right,
come on, Batman, let's go fight the god. Nope, not my scope.
Dr. Freeze.
Yeah.
They're all guys that have this emotional issue, and there's some other additional story behind it.
So funny.
But over here, they're just like, nah, I need some help. Juice me up, MF. I was about to say the cuss word. Juice me up, MF. That's Captain America, mm-hmm. so that he can compete with all these superhuman. Same thing with Iron Man, competing with superhuman people. He has to do that, but like you can't put a reactor in your chest by yourself. Mm-hmm. That's superhuman. The Incredible Hulk, like above and beyond super. Mm-hmm. And then there's some guys that are just naturally just superhuman, and there's magic that goes along with it. And like, where's all this magic coming from? Magic? Scarlet Witch.
Magic. You're right.
Doctor Strange.
In
that's
my mind,
magic.
I interpreted her stuff as like mind control, like.
We can say that, but even in even in the show, there was like some mecca hi mecca honey ho, type thing. So you never seen Pee-wee's Playhouse?
No.
I need to show you that.
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
It's a little genie head, mecca lecca hi mecca honey ho, and he grants people's wishes. So
that's what he says.
Yeah. So then Dr. Doom, he's a superior human. That
I like this reading of this because that's going to make me pay attention to that difference next time I see something from DC.
Yeah, and matter of fact, I got you that series, Batman series 1 thing.
What's weird is like something that you just don't really pay attention to. In my mind, they're all superheroes. Like
right.
But
not all superheroes are created equal. So like when they're like, oh, Batman can beat Iron Man if you give time preparation. Shut up. Mm-hmm. No, they're built differently, and the story's told differently over on this side. Could he beat Wolverine? Yeah, mm-hmm. He can figure that out. But there's like these checks, and I think here it is.
He would beat Wolverine by doing something like Shuri did with Namor.
Right. Exactly. Or for that matter,
it wouldn't be by might. It would be, I'm outsmarting out money. You get in this heat chamber.
Right. I think there's more checks and balances within the Marvel universe, whereas within the DC universe. There's not as many.
There are like
checks
a lot of loners. No, it seems like
well, not loners, but like Superman. Like I can't kill him with the bullet. He regenerates with the sun. He has heat vision. He has ice breath. He's super fast. What don't you have? Well, you can kill me with this green rock.
Except you can only find it, so
somewhere.
Sorry.
Right. Exactly. You see where I'm going at with this. Or who's another one that's like, come on. But neither here nor there. Let's keep on going. Let's go to this.
Okay, so this. What did we talk about last week with this?
You didn't talk about it. You said you only had one little section. So tell me where you're at.
Oh no, that's it. Just that same section. I went to flip to that or this. So I'm still. I know. Go ahead. Give me the noise. Hey, but here's why. Here's why I prioritize this, because y'all heard him say last week I had to read these, all of them, at least part 1, because we're watching the anime, right? So I prioritize this over this, even though I wanted to bring this. I wanted to read this. So, yeah. So
there's nothing to go over with that one. Then.
No, not anything new.
Okay. So with that, I guess we can move on to what we've been watching.
Bible study and they did that. They boo you every time you're like, I didn't read the chapter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you deserve to get booed if you didn't read the chapter.
Give me these cookie juice back.
But no, we instead we prioritized in reading, not reading, but watching. Wednesday.
Shoot, yeah, that's right.
Wednesday is actually a pretty good
TV
show.
Comic too.
I don't know if the Addams Family is a comic or not.
What did it start out as?
I think it started off as TV show.
I feel like it has a comic. Hold on. I feel.
All right, we did this the easy way to find it.
Comic.
But it's not. There is a comic, but that doesn't mean that it started off as a comic.
Okay, no, that's fair.
So here goes the Wikipedia.
Yeah, cartoonist first appeared in a series of 150 unrelated single panel comics.
Oh, so it did. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
I think here goes another thing that I thought was interesting about the Addams Family, and I could be wrong about this, but something that I was reading in some did you know about the Addams Family or whatever? Well, hold on. There's a Mandela effect. I thought it was 1D, but there's 2 Ds in Addams Family.
I feel like I was worded as 2.
You did?
Yeah.
Let me make sure it's because I always
like Bernstein Bears.
Yeah.
What was it that they said it was that we thought it wasn't?
I don't. It's the way it was spelled. But even the movie, it's spelled with. I distinctly remember it being 2, but that might just be my memory just being bad. I thought it was 1D and not 2 or whatever. But one thing I thought was really interesting that some of it originally was about a family from Spain. Mm-hmm. And they were doing things based off of their country and how different it was compared to what's happening in the United States.
It was just a different culture.
No, I think it was still a little bit more. I think it was still a little bit morbid, but it just wasn't as morbid. And that they just did a couple strange things that were a little bit different, and then it evolved into more things that were morbid. So that's what I was reading about.
Racist? I don't know.
Well, I mean, at this point, they're not a family from Spain anymore.
Yeah.
They're just a weird family, but where it originally was, hey, you're from Spain, and my mustache is getting in my mouth.
Well, I like the shows that are like this. Like in my mind, this is in the same camp as Riverdale and what was that one with the teenage Sabrina? Was it called Sabrina though?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but those where they take those movies and shows that you watch as a kid and they redo them as shows, but they're darker. And a little more mature and realistic, sort of. I don't know. I like it. This one was the best one of them. I don't even know if they're made, but no, they're not. This one was Tim Burton, right?
Yeah. Well,
yes.
Yes. We talked about this before, and the direction movies and TV shows are going into, and I think it's really interesting. 10 years ago, Tim Burton no, I'm not touching a TV show. Mm-hmm. But now TV shows are just one episode is a full movie. So homie is getting paid.
Especially, I think that shift during COVID and pandemic and people are being at home.
No, I don't think that shifted during COVID. I think that was before. I think it was because you have
Netflix blockbuster.
Right. So you had like the Orange is the New Black. Each one of those shows were like a full movie by itself. Like you could have a movie by itself for Orange is the New Black. Just pick an episode. Here goes your movie. And there's been several other TV shows like that. And I just think more directors are jumping on this whole, like, it's not a shame going straight to Netflix where it was
not at all anymore.
Where it was a shame was like, I'm not going straight to VHS, you know, like Aladdin, Prince of Thieves, The Little Mermaid 2, Lion King 1.5, Lion King 2, Deception, Disgrace. I like it because she raised her head up.
She showed it was dramatic.
Deception.
Like, how do you make antelopes dramatic?
I don't know.
It was hilarious. That whole scene, like, as a little kid, you're like, oh my god,
what's going on?
It's about to be chaos.
Yeah. But there's nothing that goes like, if it goes straight to Netflix, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad show.
No,
you know. And however,
it's just them saying, we know y'all don't want to leave the house.
Right.
It's good. It's movie worthy. However, you know you want to be in your pajamas. Here you go.
And for that matter, we are asking more questions. That's one of the things that we talked about that a little bit earlier. We're asking more questions, and now it's not just the men after they known this story for so long. It's the women asking questions also. So it's like Addams Family, what's going on here? So imagine just telling the story about Wednesday, and she's going through and seeing visions like she's seeing on the show, and trying to condense that in 1.5 hours. I don't think that can be done. And now, like, shows aren't even 30 minutes anymore. They're not. They're 45 minutes to an hour and a half now. And you're binge watching these shows in, like, all day. It's like a whole work day. As a matter of fact, I think I want that job.
Where you categorize the shows. I would love that. But you can't get paid a lot with that. I don't know what that is. Every dollar counts, and I don't mind doing that. So I slick might look into that and see what it's like, see what that is. That might be that would be fun.
That'd be very
it'd be fun until you get stuck watching something you don't want to watch.
You're
and there's like 8 categories of stuff that I know you'd be like, oh no.
But for this, like, that doesn't mean I can't fold clothes and vacuum and do something else while that's on.
You don't have to watch the whole movie either.
Right. That's why some of these things are getting categorized wrong. You know, there's a couple times like, this isn't a comedy. You know, this isn't a horror film.
Yeah.
This isn't that. This
like, Matt, close enough.
This isn't black.
Someone kiss. So it's romance.
Like right here. 12 Years a Slave isn't black exploitation. Like, wait, hold on. This not a black exploitation movie. That's messed up, ain't it?
They got the wrong one for that one.
That's white ladies.
Like, black people? Yep,
it's black. No, it's not black. It's not the same type of thing. It's not Shaft, okay? That's funny. So it's every once in a while you see that. But I wouldn't mind doing, especially if they're like, I think the only thing that I truly like, I have to muscle through is dramatic English movies.
Oh God, they're so dry.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
Like the one,
like people keep saying The Crown is good, like really good. I cannot.
What movie?
There was a scary movie that you and I were gonna watch.
Yeah, it was a scary movie.
Like
absolutely not. There were a bunch of pilgrims.
What was it called?
I don't know, but it's a bunch of pilgrims out there, and they were pilgriming.
Yes.
And it was dreary, and they had the English accent that was very very soft spoken English accents. It was almost to a whisper, and you're constantly trying to figure out what they're saying, but the accent's too thick.
There's little horses neighing in the background all the time.
Yeah, like what is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Like, oh no, I'm gonna give this 30 seconds. It's whatever genre that is.
Right. So whatever that I would have a hard time with that one. I would have a hard time with American documentaries about the Civil War and what was going on in the 1900s.
Because here's the thing, they don't just say the genre, they put like 3 sentences. Like, it's psychological thriller horror. It's psychological thriller romance.
But I can't do World War II documentaries. I'm not a fan of that. Like I like Greek history and Roman and stuff, but for whatever reason, Civil War and World War history documentaries, it's like a hard no. I have a very hard time with that one.
Just documentary. That's it.
I have a hard time with relationship movies. Especially all right. So here the coming of.
Oh, I love those though. Well, when they're good, they're good. When they're not good, they're cheesy.
Like I don't like J-Lo ones.
I liked hers.
I didn't like it, and like she was like they tried to.
You know what it is.
Right, you do know what it is, but they tried to do like a Pretty Woman style thing.
They sure did. They tried.
They tried. They did Mexican Pretty Woman, except for she wasn't a whore. You know, like Pretty Woman, she was a whore, right? But with this one,
prostitute, sex worker.
Okay, prostitute, sex worker. All right, I'm sorry, I apologize. So, but with the J-Lo, it's like, oh, I am a hotel maid, and this white man's gonna sweep me off my feet.
Oh no, he caught me in the mistress's dress.
Oh my gosh, and my nipples fell out.
My money.
Yes, exactly.
I liked that movie. That was funny. It was cheesy.
Horrible movie. Funny. I can't do that, but I can do Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks.
That was a good. And I didn't watch that until literally like 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's a really good.
That
movie.
was a good one.
I can do that. You know.
So they'd be like, Candace, CJ, why is it that you guys are taking so long to categorize these movies? Well, because they're good. I had to make sure.
You're right. There's
what kind of sci-fi is this?
There's certain ones that I'm just like no.
Horror movie sci-fi.
Yeah. I'm trying to think one more genre that I'm just like I can't do that.
I can't do slapstick type of humor stuff.
No, I can do slapstick all day long. I enjoy slapstick humor.
Or kids movies. I would not want to categorize. I wouldn't want to do any of that.
I don't
kids movie. So what is it?
It really depends. So like
or holiday movies.
I can so here it is. I can do My Little Pony, but I can't do Barbie. Right? Okay. So like My Little Pony has this anime aspect to it, and so you're like, okay, cool, whatever. But with the Barbie, it's like, oh, look at my horse. Let's brush the horse's mane. Now I'm gonna put on my lipstick. Oh, adversity. Oh, we can do it together.
We're friends.
That's a hard no.
That's funny.
That's a very hard. And then you're looking at this 2-year-old girl going adversity. And you're like, how do you know that word? you can't even say your own name, but you can say adversity.
What's your name? Sarah.
Right.
Adversity.
Like last night
when
we were at our friend's house. They kept on calling our son Buddy.
Yeah.
But she couldn't. I know his name can be hard to say for someone young, but I couldn't understand what Buddy was. She like, we buying? She buying? Where buying?
Yeah.
Where buying? Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I just go by how many syllables it is, and like what is the strong sound? Did I hear a B or a P? It's 2 syllables.
She was an absolute doll, though. She cracked me up.
Yeah, she was.
She was an absolute doll.
She looks just like a good mixture of both of the two. Cute little girl. We couldn't have a girl, y'all.
She was such a
have both of us whipped.
She was such a 2-year-old, and that's why I laughed. And then she's like adversity. I'm like,
sure was a 2-year-old. Like, she was bouncing off the wall. She had so much energy.
Why can't you say my son's name, but you can say adversity? And she has a whole pitch. Well, yesterday I was watching Barbie, and we watch Barbie all the time, and we say adversity a lot. All right, so what's my son's name?
Get out. You're terrible.
I'm gonna send him this vlog too. I'm like, hey, buddy, here you go.
Oh, that's funny.
But the Wednesday movie, the Wednesday TV show, I thought was incredible, and that's one of the few. So all right, so now here it is. It gave me a lot of Disney vibes.
Yes, like Maleficent.
No,
a little bit
more like High School Musical and the superhero things that that I despise. Right,
like Casey Undercover type of show.
Yes, or Pursuit of that Hotel Pursuit, whatever with the twin boys from
Max
Big
and Cody,
Daddy
something.
Yeah, that type.
Sweet Life.
The Sweet Life. There we go.
I shouldn't know that.
Yeah, but it gave me that type of vibe. But it was written way better. And it then. Like if they had Air Bud, but they didn't just get random writers, and I think like Air Bud is actually a good movie. The only problem I have with Air Bud is like, no, the dog, like the dog can be a mascot, and the dog can be like, my dog died. That gives me motivation to play better, but not like, oh,
here's a jersey, dog.
Here's a jersey. There's nothing in the rules. No, wait, hold on. The one that gets me every single time. There's nothing in the rules that say dogs can't play. What?
There shouldn't have to be.
Right. Like, why is that a thing? Why is that always a thing? Same thing with what's the one with it wasn't Monkey Trouble, but it was a monkey playing baseball. It says there's nothing in the rules.
Are so cheesy.
It's like
little
little
used to like that.
Right. So it reminded me of that with adult
and then
overtones.
why the monkey better than everybody else on the court? Why is the monkey dunking on you?
Why
y'all are terrible?
Why did you let the dog score? It's like the dog's like little under your waist, right? And he's just hitting it in. Man, I block that dog shot every single time. Bow! Bow! Just blocking doggy shots.
Ball.
So what?
They don't block shots.
Bow! I'm
blocking from puppies.
I'm blocking. Man, you didn't know me as a middle schooler. I didn't care if you were smaller than me.
You wouldn't have been in the movie. They were like, no, I'm sorry, he's too good. Take him out. Bye.
No.
Play along, CJ.
Absolutely, no, absolutely.
Nobody
you know that video. You know that I'm not this bad. It's the video of the guy, he's playing football and the kid's sick. He has cancer or whatever. And they're like, hey, they're letting the kid in. And the dude tackles the kid with all his strength. I'm not that bad. However, like I would have been like, boop, I would have hit the football out of his hand.
Get out.
I would have done something like, boop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go. And I get all celebrating.
That's why you wouldn't be in a movie.
Accidentally. No, I could be in the movie. I just think it's stupid. Like if we were in that universe of the movie, I would definitely be blocking that dog shot.
You're getting your man. Hey, CJ, you got the dog. All right,
got it.
Because none of the rest of us want to block the dog, but you will. So you got it.
And I'll be like, no blood, no foul, man.
Get out.
And same thing with Golden Retriever with the football one.
Yeah.
First off, you deflated the footballs. That's the first thing.
That was a funny stuff a little kid would find hilarious.
And I'm going to tackle the mess out of that dog. Pow.
How low would you have to be to tackle it? Never mind. I'm asking dumb questions that don't need to be answered.
You don't want them answered.
Because you got an answer.
I do.
You come up with one.
Absolutely. But Wednesday, it has those same... It has those same tones.
It feels to me like, I know you didn't ever watch it, but Grownish, where it's an almost like romanticized like storytelling
about
of being in college. This is like a romanticized but dark storytelling of being in a private school. Prep school.
That's weird.
Yeah, for the weird. Yeah,
for weird kids, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I think it's extremely interesting. And I think it's enjoyable.
Whoever wrote her character did such a good job.
I don't like that she has this bad relationship with her mother.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that was interesting. They could have got her to the prep school without her having this issue with her mom.
I'm trying, and
because I remember all the other movies. Did that serve
anything in the plot of the show?
Maybe a little bit later on the line.
I'm probably 3 episodes away from the end of the season, so maybe I'm missing something where that's important. Because so far the only thing is where there isn't anything. No, I'm no. Because I'm like, maybe that's like she's mad at her mom because of the thing with the dad and killing the other guy.
No, but she already had that beef with the mom as soon as you walked into the story.
But had another reason to like not take her mom's side on something. But no, that's not how that played out.
No, it didn't.
Oh, no.
And then ultimately ended up taking her mom's side about the death and stuff like that. Or did she? Like she kind of sided with her mother and like, why didn't you tell me that dad was doing this and this? And then she told her the real story. And speaking of real story, did they put the lizard back into the cage?
No. I don't think so. Last I checked, it was on the Xbox.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up because I don't know where this lizard's at.
He's on the Xbox, I think. Of the territory.
Okay, we need to make sure he's good to go.
I checked him before I became down.
Okay. But I think it's a great show. I love what they're doing with Thing.
I love her bangs. Next week I'm gonna have bangs.
I was already looking at the hair pieces on Amazon. Like because I can't see her. I have the reason why I have a problem with. I think they're too long. I can't see her face.
I know it's a mystery.
No, I think I want to see her face a whole lot more because she's not a mysterious. It's not. She's weird, not mysterious.
Well, this one's weird. It's a different universe. You see what I did there? Nope. Wrong button. This one should be a whole like hoop and holler of good job because that made sense. Hater.
She's not. What's mysterious about her?
Nothing. But this version is.
No,
nobody understands why she's weird like that and why she's mean.
Yes, they do. Her whole family's weird.
I know, but nobody understands why she's mean. Her dad's
No,
affectionate.
they gave a whole background story on that. She had a pet scorpion. She was walking her pet scorpion, and some bullies came along, ran over the scorpion with their bikes, and made her watch. No, I think you were falling asleep, and made her watch them running over the scorpion. And she said she vowed she'll never shed a tear ever again. And that's when she started being mean and like I won't even use the word mean, but very direct and straightforward. And
she's just a good contrast with everybody else. I like the character.
No, I like the character just fine. I'm just more specific to the bangs. I'm just like that. I don't think she's that mystery to have bangs.
It's a nice juxtaposition of her being a cute, like she's cute. Her hair's done. She's pretty, but also like a jerk.
No, I like the jerk part.
I'm saying the fact that she's pretty, but is also a jerk, is a little confusing.
Is this the first time that Wednesday was pretty?
As far as I remember, yes.
I don't know. Let me see something real quick. Like we can look at this.
Has Wednesday always been pretty? We will give you the facts.
No. I remember Wednesday from the Wednesday
Addams.
There we go. Wednesday Addams. She wasn't ugly.
I remember this one. That was a good one too.
She was. I forgot her name from she was in Casper also.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I don't think she was ugly at all or anything like that. She wasn't like oh I'm falling over you or anything like that. But she was a decent looking young lady during that time and stuff like that. They honestly they have very similar features.
They do
have very similar, and I think she probably meant like, hey, listen, you ain't gonna show off my forehead.
That's
like
probably
that.
what she the actress was like. No,
she
here's what we not doing.
Right, I guess she didn't mind it. Oh, like she grew up to what?
That's the redhead.
What?
The old Wednesday is the redhead in the show now.
She is?
Yeah, I think so.
No, she's not.
Yeah, look.
And then the original Wednesday, she was just weird. She wasn't like anything that.
Yeah.
She was just.
She more
weird.
looked like a Wizard of Oz girl.
She the old Wednesday, she looked like the wait. She looked like a kid that had sticky hands, and I was like, "Hey, we want some?"
Yeah.
Like, man, you move your sticky hands out of my face. Oh no, you're right. There it is. There they did a good job.
Yeah, didn't they? She's really pretty in a really weird way. As an adult, like what they did with her character for this show works with her face really well. I think
a lot of them are really attractive, but they're weird. Like what's her name? What's her name? That does the chess movie Queen's Gambit. She kind of looks like a fish, and she has the big eyes is almost to the side of her head, and she has not large lips, but she has full lips.
She does,
but they're pouty.
They're pointy, and
they're pouty, and and so she's funny, but she's pretty. I think that's really interesting.
And Anya Taylor-Joy.
She
was the one in that Last Night in Soho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I think she's doing a good job because I did not recognize her.
Yeah.
She was in the Traveling Pants movie too.
What?
You never seen the Traveling Pants?
I read the books. I don't remember if I saw the movie, but I'm wondering, did you read the books and see the movie?
No, I saw the movie, and I remember funny. Rosie O'Donnell is in the movie.
Traveling Pants.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't remember if I saw the movie or not.
Traveling Pants.
No, I don't think I saw the movie because I thought it looked like it was cheesy.
Because it is.
Yeah. And I didn't want it to ruin the book for me because I already read the book and I liked it.
Right. Is it the Traveling Pants?
This is yeah.
No, it's
now. Who are you looking for though?
No. It's because Rosie O'Donnell was in. It might have been called something else, but I distinctly remember Rosie O'Donnell Pants movie.
That's funny.
That's crazy how it's. Rosie O'Donnell exit Eden. No, it's not that. She's in a movie and they all grow up, and they all grow up, and man,
just do Rosie O'Donnell movies.
I'll find it that way. Yeah, you're right. Rosie O'Donnell movies, right? And there it is. It showed right up. It was right there. Now and then. Yes.
No, that I was 5 when that came out.
Yeah, you were 5 when that came out. So yeah, now and then. Let me see images, and I thought it was Traveling Pants. Why did I think it was Traveling Pants?
It looks like the cover.
But see, there they are, right there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And that's her all grown up.
Bell. Now I see the cover.
I thought they all shared pants, but I'm probably wrong about that. They didn't share pants, and yeah, I thought that was pretty cool movie, and that they had, and that's my point. Like, I don't mind watching girly movies. They just have to be good. Like not Big Fish, The Notebook. Oh, that's The Notebook was such a good movie.
Movies like that, I only ended up ever watching because I was just like at my parents' house and they were watching it.
I said a tear came out. I was like,
get out,
sucked back in. I was like, oh, he was reading to his wife to help her remember. It was a really good one. You didn't like it?
I liked it, not that much.
No, I like Big Fish now because
Big Fish was good,
it was along the same lines of Forrest Gump.
So the way that I am, if I read reviews and the reviews are all like, "Oh, this is amazing! This is a really good movie. It's whatever forefront, blah blah blah," then my expectations are really high, too high. So most times, movies that have those kinds of reviews, if I read the reviews first, then they're a little underwhelming. But that one by itself,
what movie have you seen that wasn't underwhelming that got a lot of rave reviews?
That was critical. Like, what were people talking about? I can't think of one right now.
Black Panther.
I purposely didn't read a bunch of reviews on that one first.
One that disappointed me was Nope. I was really disappointed with that. I was disappointed in Nope.
I feel like that one was a movie that was written for other artists, but it just got released to everybody, and I'm like, this isn't my kind of thing. Like, no, this is something for like one of those theaters.
Because I was looking for the deepness or whatever, and I was like,
and that's it. I was looking for it, but it went like deep but left.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, it definitely didn't hit home the way it was supposed to.
I also like alien movies, so I was disappointed with what this alien looked like.
I'll buy that because I was like, oh, it's a spaceship. Oh no, it's a critter.
It's a critter, exactly. It was a critter. It wasn't like, oh, intelligent alien.
Right. It was a critter.
So
yeah,
I was disappointed with that.
I too was disappointed with that.
Is this it? Is there gonna be something inside of this? So we get to see this thing's esophagus, but this is what it looks like outside. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm done.
So I'm not saying that Jordan Peele can't miss. I'm I'm not saying that was a miss. I'm just saying
it wasn't a hit.
Like, no, it's so like, Us, boom, home run. Right, we can agree with that, right? What's his other movie? The Get Out.
Even I think maybe that's Us for me. I was expecting a little bit better because the reviews were great. It was still good.
Yeah, but Get Out, home run, right? But Nope, that was like a double play.
No, that was one that he's like, that's one that he wanted to do that everybody in his team said, no, don't do this one.
You think so?
And he's like, no, I want to do it. Like, it'll work. Look at my other 2 movies. It worked. And everyone's like, nah, not that one.
Because all the other ones were like suspensefully scary. I like that type of scary movie. Mm-hmm. I don't like, I'm just going to give you random jump scares.
The balance of the effort on Nope was in making it this weird, complex, probably like 4 or 5 layers deep metaphor that was artistic, that they put too much effort on that, and then didn't put as much effort on things that were going to make it accessible to everybody else. Right. Like they had good actors, but it just, the characters weren't great. Where with his other movies, it seemed like his effort was balanced throughout all the elements of the movie. I don't know how else to describe that. Like, the plot was good, the acting was good, the set was good, the everything was good.
But here's what I kind of don't like that he used the same actor twice.
The guy, the brother. Yeah.
Because he said his movies take place in the same universe, and I'm like, well, that's the same guy.
That's a tough life, buddy. Yeah.
Like,
for real, you traumatized. I hope you see a counselor.
Right, exactly. So, but anyways, do you have anything else you would like to talk about today?
No. Are you gonna be mad at me if I do? Actually, what I would like to do next week or over the course of this upcoming week is pick up the Batman one and just read a couple. Like, maybe do a little bit of this side by side. Well, see, because I still have to finish 2 because we're gonna watch the anime. But having talked about the differences between the DC superheroes and the Marvel type of superheroes, part of me wants to read them side by side and just see what those differences are. So I'm gonna get through this a lot more slowly. Because I want to pick up the Batman one upstairs and just read the first 1 or 2. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta find time for it.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. I found an hour and a half today.
Because you'll sit there and you'll be like, hey, I want to do this, and then you can't. So it's all good.
Our 5 o'clock plan. I'll have time to sit on the front porch in this spring, not in the summer. We're not in the winter, and read.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So with that, guys, I'm the most determined soul, C.J. Berry, with my wife,
Candace Berry.
Success and victory.
Don't block with your face.
And I'll see you on the next time. Peace out. Hey, you made it this far. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video right here. Also, follow me on my social media platforms that I have there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even Twitch. MDSOUL, everything. Thanks. Have a good one, y'all.